Where did you learn to skate?
Oh, I'm really sorry. Are you okay?
I'm fine, but I'm not very good at this.
Neither am I. Hey, I like your shirt. Are you from Argentina?
Yes, I am originally. I was born there.
Did you grow up there?
Yes, I did, but my family moved here 10 years ago, when I was in middle school.
And where did you learn to skate?
Here in the park. This is only my third time.
Well, it's my first time. Can you give me some lessons?
Sure, just follow me.
By the way, my name is Ted.
And I'm Anna. Nice to meet you.
Hey, that was fun. Thanks for the lesson.
No problem. So, tell me a little about yourself. What do you do?
I work in a travel agency.
Really? What do you do there?
I'm in charge of their computers.
Oh, so you're a computer specialist?
Well, sort of. Yeah, I guess so.
That's great. Then maybe you can give me some help with the computer course I'm taking.
Oh, sure. But only if you promise to give me some more skating lessons.
It's a deal.
Life as an immigrant. Hui.
Where are you from originally, Hui?
I'm from Vietnam, from near Hanoi.
And when did you move here?
I came here after I graduated from college. That was in 1998.
And what do you do now?
I work for a communications company.
I see. So you're an immigrant to the United States.
That's right.
What are some of the difficulties of being an immigrant in the U.S.?
Oh, that's not an easy question to answer. There are so many things, really. I guess one of the biggest difficulties is that I don't have any relatives here. I mean, I have a lot of friends, but that's not the same thing. In Vietnam, we visit relatives on holidays and weekends. It's not the same here.
And what do you miss the most from home?
Oh, that's easy. My mom's cooking. There are some great Vietnamese restaurants here, but it's not the same as my mother's cooking.
Ahmed.
Where are you from, Ahmed?
I'm from Egypt.
And when did you move to the U.S.?
In 2005.
Are you studying here at the moment?
Not now. I moved here to attend college, and after I graduated, I got a job here. I'm working as an engineer.
Uh-huh. And what was it like when you first came here? Was it difficult?
Yeah, it was at times. The biggest difficulty I had was with the educational system. Things are very different here. Teaching methods, everything is very different from what I was used to in Egypt.
And what do you miss the most from Egypt?
My family and my friends. I try to go home often, but it's expensive to go back. I have some friends coming to visit next month, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Could you tell me...
Excuse me. Could you tell me where the nearest ATM is?
There's one upstairs, across from the duty-free shop.
Great. And do you know where I can catch a bus to the city?
Sure. Just follow the signs for transportation.
Okay. And can you tell me how often they run?
They run every 20 minutes or so.
And just one more thing. Do you know where the restrooms are?
Right behind you. Do you see where that sign is?
Oh, thanks a lot. Excuse me. It's me again. I'm sorry. I need some more information if you don't mind. Do you know how much the bus costs?
It's $20. You can buy a ticket on the bus.
$20? Wow.
Well, a taxi costs about $50.
Okay. And do you know where a bookstore is? I'd like to get a guidebook.
Go upstairs and turn right. You'll see one on your left.
Thanks very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
Celebrity interview.
Thanks for taking the time to speak with me, Jerry.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You have a beautiful accent. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in England, in a city called Brighton.
How do you spell that?
Brighton.
Just like it sounds.
Yes.
What was that like?
Brilliant. It's a lovely city, right by the sea. My family still lives there. My father owns a restaurant and my mother teaches school.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I never thought I'd be a model. I wanted to be a doctor or maybe a writer.
Why not a model?
Well, I always thought I looked funny.
I can't imagine it. Were you popular when you were growing up?
Not really. I wasn't unpopular, but I wasn't in the popular crowd at school. I had a nice group of friends, though.
How did you like school?
Oh, I loved school. I was a great student. My mother actually taught at my primary school. I always thought that was terrific.
What about your free time as a child? Did you have a hobby?
I used to love to draw. Later I learned to paint, and I still do that. Actually, I have some paintings in a gallery right now.
That's impressive.
Well, it's a very small exhibit, but it's something I really enjoy.
Did you have a favorite game when you were growing up?
I used to play video games a lot as a kid. The video games then were very different from the games now. I didn't have a favourite, though. I liked a lot of them.
What about a favorite place?
My favourite place. I used to go to a summer camp in Ireland. I loved that. I got to go horseback riding almost every day.
Do you still go to Ireland?
No, not very often.
Capsule hotels.
Welcome to the program, Your Home is My Home. Our guest tonight is Brad Phillips from California. Brad, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Well, at the moment, I'm working as an English teacher in Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is an exciting city, but it's also very spread out. It can sometimes take hours to go from one part of the city to another. When I don't feel like going all the way home, I sometimes stay in a capsule hotel.
A capsule hotel? Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, it's a hotel with lots of small rooms. Actually, they're not really rooms. They're spaces that are 2 meters by 1 meter and only a meter high. In other words, they're very cramped. But the hotel is cheap and very convenient.
And what's inside each little room? Or should I say each space?
Well, inside every capsule, there's a bed, a TV...
A TV? Really?
Yeah, and a reading light, a radio, and an alarm clock. The hotel also has lockers where you can keep your personal belongings.
Interesting. So what kind of people stay in a capsule hotel?
Well, probably people like me. People who miss the last train home or don't want to go all the way home only to turn around and come back to work again. It gets pretty busy, as you can imagine.
Finally, would you recommend a capsule hotel to other people?
Sure. The rooms are small, but you get used to sleeping in a small space. I just wouldn't recommend a capsule hotel to people who can't relax in small, cramped spaces.
Making changes.
So, are you still living with your parents, Terry?
I'm afraid so. I wish I had my own apartment.
Why? Don't you like living at home?
It's okay, but my parents are always asking me to be home before midnight. I wish they'd stop worrying about me.
Yeah, parents are like that.
And they expect me to help around the house. I hate housework. I wish life weren't so difficult.
So, why don't you move out?
Hey, I wish I could. But where else can I get free room and board?
Yeah, it's sometimes pretty hard to pay the rent. I'm thinking of finding a new job.
Really? What kind of job would you like?
I'm not sure, but I wish I worked somewhere else. I'm tired of this place. I need to live somewhere more exciting.
I know what you mean. Hey, maybe we could move to a different city. We could even be roommates.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you ever...
Hey, this sounds strange. Snails with garlic. Have you ever eaten snails?
Yes, I have. I had them here just last week.
Did you like them?
Yes, I did. They were delicious. Why don't you try some?
No, I don't think so.
Have you decided on an appetizer yet?
Yes. I'll have a small order of the snails, please.
And you, sir?
I think I'll have the fried brains.
Fried brains? I've never heard of that. It sounds scary. Oh, good. Here comes our server now.
Here are your snails. And for you, sir, the fried brains.
Thank you.
These snails are delicious. How are the brains?
Well, I think they're... Yuck. Oh, sorry. I guess brains are too strange for me. I think I'm going to order something else, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I really don't care for this appetizer. Could you bring me something else?
Yes, of course. What would you like instead?
Try the snails.
No, I don't think so. I'll tell you what. Just forget an appetizer for me and bring me a nice, juicy hamburger with French fries and a large soda.
What are you going to do?
I'm so excited. We have 2 weeks off. What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. I guess I'll just stay home. Maybe I'll hang out with my friends and watch some movies. What about you? Any plans?
Yeah, I'm going to relax at the beach with my cousin. We're going to go surfing every day. And my cousin likes to fish, so maybe we'll go fishing one day.
Sounds like fun.
Say, why don't you come with us?
Do you mean it? I'd love to. I'll bring my surfboard.
That's great. The more the merrier.
By the way, where are we going to stay?
Oh, we can stay at my aunt and uncle's beach house. They have plenty of room, and I'm sure they'll be happy to have guests. I'll call in tonight to let them know what time we're going to arrive. I guess we'll leave pretty early. There's a direct bus every morning at 5 a.m.
That's fine with me. I think I'll be too excited to sleep.
Tourist tips.
What should people do to make their visit to New York City safe and pleasant?
Don't try to do too much in a short time. That's very important. You should start planning before you get here. You ought to decide in advance which sites you most want to see.
Are there any good tours available?
Oh, yes, there are many. Some companies offer bus tours that stop at all the major tourist attractions. You can buy a pass so you can get on and off wherever you like. That saves you time. And you should visit our website to find out about the latest tours and special events.
I see. And is New York a safe city for visitors?
It's safer than many cities in the world. But just like in any big city, you should still be careful. For example, don't go off on your own, especially at night. And never carry much cash on you. Oh, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Even American visitors have to ask for help when they come here. You'll find that New Yorkers are pretty friendly. They like welcoming visitors to their city and are happy to give directions.
One last thing. Is it an expensive city to visit?
It can be, but there are a lot of places in the city where you don't have to spend a lot of money. If you're a student, you should bring your student ID card with you. That way, you can get a discount at museums and galleries.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, just that most people have a great time when they come to New York, and I'm sure you will too.
Turn down the TV.
Jason, turn down the TV, please.
Oh, but this is my favorite program.
I know, but it's very loud.
Okay, I'll turn it down.
That's better. Thanks.
Lisa, please pick up your things. They're all over the floor.
In a minute, Mom. I'm on the phone.
All right, but do it as soon as you hang up.
Okay, no problem.
Were we like this when we were kids?
Definitely.
Family life.
Welcome to this week's program, Do Men Have It Easy?, where we'll take a look at the roles and responsibilities of men and women in families. First, thanks to all of you who responded to our survey. John?
Thanks, Jennifer. Later on in the program, we'll be taking your phone calls and talking to Dr. Walters, a family psychologist, who will answer your questions. And now for the results of the survey. Jennifer?
Well, in response to the first question, who is the messiest person in the house? The answer was boys. 92% of you said that your sons or brothers don't help much around the house. They don't pick up their things, don't hang up their clothes, and leave their clothes lying around.
Interesting. And what about the second question, Jennifer? That was, who does most of the work in the kitchen?
Well, 84% of you answered women. Many of you also explained that the boys and men usually take out the garbage. The girls and women tend to cook, do the dishes, and clean up.
And what about the groceries, Jennifer?
Well, according to our results, boys and girls usually put the groceries away.
That's surprising. So what else do the women do?
Well, that's our next question. Who worries most about expenses? In the majority of homes, it seems that women worry most about household expenses. One young man wrote to us saying, "My mother always nags me and my sister. She tells us to get off the phone, to stop spending so long on the computer, to turn off the TV. Well, everything, really. I always thought she just liked to nag, but maybe she's really worried about money." I think that's probably true. Don't you, John?
Yes, very interesting. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Walters.
Offline and proud of it.
We've all heard stories about how internet use is growing. Today, however, we're talking with someone who has studied people who don't use the internet. Let's welcome Dr. Tom Van Cleave to the program.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thanks for coming. Now, I understand that many people still don't use the internet. Is that right? What can you tell us?
That's right. My research has revealed that in the United States, for example, about 22% of the population never uses the internet.
And why is that?
Well, they tend to be older people or people living in more rural areas. But there are also those who worry about privacy or who think that the internet isn't necessary in their lives. Some of these people are even proud to be independent from the online world.
Interesting. In your new book, you mention net evaders. Can you explain what you mean by this?
Well, lots of people live with someone who browses websites, but they still don't log on themselves. I call this group net evaders. I found that these people may ask a family member to send emails for them, for example, but they don't want to do it themselves.
I know someone like that.
Yes, and then there's another group of people I call internet dropouts.
Internet dropouts? What exactly does that mean?
It refers to people who once used the internet, but have stopped using it for some reason. They may not have a computer anymore, may not have enough time, or simply may not be interested.
I see. Well, thanks very much for sharing that information with us, Dr. Van Cleave.
I give up.
I give up. I can't figure this out.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to create a song playlist for my party on Saturday.
I can help. It's really easy. First, choose New Playlist from the menu.
Here? Oh, I see.
Now type in the name of your playlist. Then go to your song file and choose the ones you want.
But how do I choose the songs?
Just drag them to the playlist. Be sure to press these keys to highlight more than one song.
That was easy. Thanks. So are you coming on Saturday?
Of course, but don't forget to include my favorite songs on your playlist, okay?
Say, before you go, can you help me with something else?
Sure, but I only have a minute.
Okay, quickly. I'd like to edit a video I took. It's too long, and I want to post it online for my friends to see.
Well, I know you need to open your editing program first.
Okay.
And then... Sorry, I'm not sure. Try to get the answers from the help box. That's what I always do.
Wedding day.
Your wedding pictures are really beautiful, Emiko.
Thank you. Those pictures are from right after the ceremony.
Where was the ceremony?
At a shrine. When people get married in Japan, they sometimes have the ceremony at a shrine.
That's interesting. Were there a lot of people there?
Well, usually only family members and close friends go to the ceremony. But afterward, we had a reception with family and friends.
So, what are receptions like in Japan?
There's a big dinner, and after the meal, the guests give speeches or sing songs.
It sounds like fun.
It really is. And then, before the guests leave, the bride and groom give them presents.
The guests get presents?
Yes, and the guests give money to the bride and groom.
I'm curious. What did you and your husband give everyone?
Well, sugar is a symbol of happiness in Japan, so we gave each guest a box filled with sweets.
What a nice custom. It sounds like it was a wonderful day.
Oh, it really was.
That's progress.
This neighborhood sure has changed.
I know. A few years ago, not many people lived here. But the population is growing so fast these days.
Remember how we used to rent videotapes at that little video store?
Yeah. Now it's a multiplex cinema.
And I hear they're tearing down our high school. They're going to build a shopping mall. Soon there will be just malls and parking lots.
That's because everyone has a car. 50 years ago, people walked everywhere. Nowadays, they drive.
That's progress, I guess.
Well, what about that old bookstore? Do you know if it's still there?
No, it's not. Now it's a hair salon.
Really? What about the Thai restaurant next to it? I loved that place.
Oh, that's still there.
Let's go there this weekend. I'll drive. I can pick you up.
Great.
I need a job.
I'm so broke. I really need to find a job.
So do I. Do you see anything good listed?
How about this telephone sales job? You call people and try to sell them magazines?
That sounds boring. And anyway, I'm not very good at selling.
Well, I am. I might check that one out. Oh, here's one for you. An assistant entertainment director on a cruise ship.
That sounds like fun. I love traveling, and I've never been on a cruise ship.
It says here you have to work every day while the ship is at sea.
That's okay. I don't mind working long hours if the pay is good. I think I'll apply for it. Hello?
Hello. This is the employment office of Holiday Cruise Lines. May I speak with Brad?
Hello, this is Brad.
Ah, good. Brad, we got your application for Assistant Entertainment Director. Your skills look good, but I have a question. Do you speak any other languages?
No, not really.
Oh, that's too bad. We're really looking for someone who can speak at least one other language. I'm sorry, but we'll keep your application and call you if another job comes up.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling me, and I hope to hear from you again.
Good or bad? 1. Louisa.
I don't know what classes to take this semester. I can't decide what I want to do with my life. Have you thought about it, Louisa?
A little bit. My history professor says I should think about a career in politics. But I don't think I'd make a good politician.
Why not?
Oh, you know me. I'm not good at working with other people. I'm too moody, and politicians have to work with people all the time.
That's true. So what do you think you want to do?
Well, honestly, I think I'd make a good architect.
Oh, you would. You're so creative.
And I love drawing and, I don't know, making things. Plus, then I'd get to work alone a lot.
2. Tim.
That reminds me of a problem I'm having.
What is it?
You know my parents have a restaurant, right? Well, my father wants me to be the manager.
And you don't want to?
No way. Restaurant managers have to manage other people. I'd be terrible. I'm too disorganized.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I think I could be a good teacher. I like working with kids, and I'm pretty patient.
That's true. And you're very hardworking.
I need some information.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I need some information. What currency is used in the European Union?
Where?
The European Union?
I think the euro is used in most of Europe.
Oh, right. And is English spoken much there?
I really have no idea.
Huh. Well, what about credit cards? Are they accepted everywhere?
How would I know?
Well, you're a travel agent, aren't you?
What? This is a hair salon. You have the wrong number.
What have you been doing?
Hey, Gina. I haven't seen you in ages. What have you been doing lately?
Nothing exciting. I've been working 2 jobs for the last 6 months.
How come?
I'm saving up money for a trip to Morocco.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. What about you?
Well, I've only been spending money. I'm pursuing a full-time modeling career.
Really? How long have you been modeling?
Since I graduated. But I haven't been getting any work lately. I need a job soon. I'm almost out of money.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Pretty good, thanks.
I haven't seen you for a while. What have you been up to?
Well, I've been looking for a house to buy. I finally found one last month.
That's terrific.
Yeah, I'm really tired of renting. So, what have you been doing lately?
Well, I went to Italy last month.
Really? What were you doing there?
I was taking a short Italian course. But guess what? I fell in love.
You did? Who's the lucky guy?
Actually, I fell in love with the food there. So I've been taking some classes in Italian cooking. That pizza you're eating, I made it.
Facts about Spain.
Welcome to today's show. The rules of the game are simple. I will ask a question, and the first contestant to hit the buzzer gets to answer that question. Each correct answer is worth $100. Today's topic is Spain. Are you ready, contestants? The first question for $100 is, what currency is used in Spain? Contestant A.
The euro.
That's right, contestant A. Spain used to use the peseta, but now they use the euro. And now for the next question. What country borders Spain to the west? Contestant A.
Portugal?
Correct. You're doing very well, Contestant A. Maybe our other contestants can catch up on our next question. What is the capital of Spain? Contestant B.
The capital is Madrid.
You're right, Contestant B. The capital is Madrid. Excellent. Let's see how you do with our next question. What is one of the most popular sports in Spain? Yes, Contestant C.
Hockey?
No, I'm sorry. Anyone else know the answer? Contestant A.
Soccer is very popular in Spain.
That's right. Okay, there are only 2 questions left. Let's go, players. Next question. Spain is an agricultural country. What are 2 of the main crops? Contestant C.
Olives and, wheat?
Good for you. Olives and wheat are both grown in Spain. We only have 1 more question left, contestants. And remember, the winner of this round will be back here tomorrow for the championship playoff. And now for our last question. What are 2 of the main industries in Spain? Contestant B.
I think textiles and automobiles are made in Spain.
Yes, that's correct. Spain manufactures both textiles and automobiles. So, contestants, let's look at your scores. Contestant A, you answered...
What's playing?
Do you want to see a movie tonight?
Maybe. What's playing?
How about the new Star Trek film? I hear it's really exciting.
Actually, the last one was boring.
What about the movie based on Stephen King's new novel?
I don't know. His books are usually fascinating, but I don't like horror movies.
Well, what do you want to see?
I'm interested in the new Sandra Bullock movie. It looks good.
That's fine with me. She's a wonderful actress.
Yeah, her last movie was amazing. It's probably one of my all-time favorite movies.
Actually, I didn't see it, but I heard it was just okay.
Well, I'll check the theater's website and see what time the movie starts. Maybe we can go to a show after dinner. Oh, no.
What's wrong?
You won't believe this. It's not showing anymore. It was showing just last weekend, but I guess the schedule has already changed. We're back where we started.
Why don't we just see what's on TV tonight?
That's fine with me.
A Night at the Movies.
Welcome to A Night at the Movies. I'm Pauline Kaplan.
And I'm Colin Hale. Good evening.
Tonight, we're going to review the new James Bond film. Well, I really like this new James Bond actor very, very much.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best actor that's ever had the role. Warm, human, even funny. A totally believable character.
I have to agree. A perfect 007 type. Pauline, what did you think of the story?
It was a standard story for a Bond movie. The usual beautiful women, the usual evil villain. Nothing new.
Well, I'm surprised. I have to say that I thought the story was unusually good. The race car scenes were exciting, and the surprise ending was great.
Well, I can't agree with you there.
Really? What did you think about the music?
I wasn't impressed at all by the music. I love the James Bond theme, but what they did with it was awful. Too modern for me.
I can't believe you. I haven't heard such interesting music in a movie in a long time. It really added to the action scenes.
Now that brings up another weakness in the film, the special effects. Again, it's just the same old stuff. The car that flies, the pen that's really a gun. You get tired of that kind of thing.
I'd hardly believe you and I saw the same movie, Pauline. I have to say that the special effects were the best ever in a Bond film. For example, the scene where...
Excuse me, Colin. We're going to have to break for a commercial.
You're right, Pauline. We'll be right back with our ratings.
Have you met Raj?
Have you met Raj, the student from India?
No, I haven't.
Well, he seems really nice, but there's one thing I noticed. He moves his head from side to side when you talk to him. You know, like this.
Maybe it means he doesn't understand you.
No, I don't think so.
Or it could mean he doesn't agree with you.
Actually, people from India sometimes move their heads from side to side when they agree with you.
Oh, so that's what it means.
So how are things at school, Raj?
Oh, pretty good, actually.
Do you find it easy to communicate with people?
Most of the time. Though there are some things I find a bit unusual. For example, the way that people end a conversation. You know, they'll say things like, "Hey, let's get together soon." At first, I thought that they were inviting me to do something. But then I realized it's just a way of saying goodbye. It's not really an invitation at all. It takes a bit of getting used to.
If I found $750,000...
Look at this. Some guy found $750,000. He returned it, and the owner simply thanked him with a phone call.
You're kidding. If I found $750,000, I wouldn't return it so fast.
Why? What would you do?
Well, I'd go out and start spending it. I could buy lots of nice clothes and jewelry.
Someone might also find out about it, and then you could go to jail.
You've got a point there. So what would you do if you found $750,000?
Oh, you know me, Pat. I'm so honest, I scare myself sometimes. I'd take the money straight to the police.
I guess that wouldn't be such a bad idea. Maybe you'd be luckier than the guy in the article. Maybe the owner of the money would give you a big reward.
Well, they say honesty pays, right?
I'm calling about...
This is Dr. Hilda. Welcome to today's show. Now let's get started right away with our first caller. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Hilda. I'm calling about my daughter. She's dating an older man.
Oh? How old are these two people?
My daughter's 24, and this man is 42. I told her she had to stop seeing him, and now she won't speak to me. I feel terrible. Tell me, Dr. Hilda, what should I have done?
First, you should have spoken to this 42-year-old man. You should have asked him not to date your daughter for a couple of weeks, to give the situation some time to cool off. Then, if they still want to see each other, and if the man seems like a nice person, you should let your daughter date him. You shouldn't worry so much about the age difference. Okay, now let's go to our next caller. Hello, caller.
Hello? I'm a first-time caller, and, well, my problem is that my father went away on a business trip, and I borrowed his brand-new car, and I had an accident.
Where is your mother?
She's away, visiting some friends.
All right, go on.
Well, I sent an email to my father, and I told him, well, I told him someone had stolen the car.
Oh, you should have told your father the truth. Your father would probably understand about a car accident, and he would be glad you weren't hurt.
I'm not too sure about that.
Oh, give it a try, young man, because the truth is always better than a lie. Okay, now let's hear from our next caller. This is Dr. Hilda. You're on the air.
Hi. I'm calling about a problem. It's kind of a personal problem, but it also concerns work.
Yes, go on.
Well, I invited some friends from the office to my house for a party a couple of weeks ago, and everything was fine until someone started talking about politics.
Oh, you shouldn't have let the subject of politics come up.
Well, it came up, and I got really angry at one of my coworkers,
and to prevent a fight, I asked him to leave.
And what happened after that?
Well, now it's caused a big problem in the office. He won't even speak to me.
Again, you shouldn't have talked about politics at a party. It's not a safe topic.
That's for sure.
And you shouldn't have gotten so angry either.
That's true, but what should I do now?
You should apologize.
Well, maybe that's a good idea. I'll give it a try.
Good. Well, folks, that's another show. I'm Dr. Hilda. Join us again next time.
Are you doing anything on Saturday?
Hi, Daniel.
Oh, hi, Albert. How are things?
Just fine, thanks. Are you doing anything on Saturday night?
Saturday night? Let me think. Oh, yes. My cousin just called to say he was flying in that night. I told him I would pick him up.
Oh, that's too bad. It's my birthday. I'm having dinner with Amanda, and I thought I'd invite more people and make it a party.
Gee, I'm really sorry, but I won't be able to make it.
I'm sorry, too, but that's okay.
Tough predicaments. Listen to 3 people talk about predicaments. 1.
I just got a postcard from my friend Carrie. She lost all her money on vacation in Europe. Isn't that horrible?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Jane, what would you do if you were on vacation overseas and you lost all your money in credit cards?
I guess I'd call my parents and ask them to send me some money right away. What about you, Bert?
Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. Although, maybe I'd try going to the embassy or consulate to see if they could help me. What about you, Susan?
Well, I guess I'd probably sell my watch and camera. Or I might get a job as a waitress somewhere till I made enough money to buy a plane ticket home.
2.
You know, I'm really worried about Carol.
Why?
Well, I think she has a serious shopping problem.
Really?
Yes, she keeps buying things and putting everything on her credit card. I don't think she realizes how hard it's going to be to pay all the money back. I don't know what to do. What would you do if you discovered a friend had major financial problems?
Oh, no question. I'd talk to her about it.
Oh, I don't think I would.
Why not?
Well, because it's really none of my business. I wouldn't tell a friend what to do in that type of situation, so I wouldn't say or do anything about it.
Well, I think I'd probably talk to her family about it. It's a personal problem, and they should try to help her first.
3.
You know, I was faced with a tough situation the other day. I was walking down the street and saw 2 people fighting. It looked pretty violent, but I didn't know what to do, so I just walked away. I figured it was none of my business, but now I think I should have done something. What would you do if you saw 2 people fighting on the street?
I'm not really sure, but I know I'd have to do something. I guess I would call the police.
No, that takes too long. I'd try to break it up.
But you could get hurt if you did that.
Well, then I'd try to get someone to help me break it up. In the meantime, I'd shout for someone to call the police.